Hi there, my name is Carmel Baird, and I am a spiritual medium who connects people with their loved ones on the other side. Have you ever felt lost before, like completely and utterly knocked off your feet, to the point that you don't even know what you're doing, who you are, or how you even got to where you are? I've felt like this several times in my life. And I would say probably the last 3 years more than I would have ever wanted to or liked to. In fact, tonight I decided to make this video in the room that I call my healing sanctuary. I think I've spent more time in the last 3 years in this room than I have anywhere else, and that's not a big exaggeration. You see, it was about 3 years ago when I was standing in a hospital putting my mom into palliative care. And the day that I put my mom into palliative care was the first day that I had a mini blackout seizure. I continued to have those the whole time that she was sick. Whether it was stress, menopause, or eventually the diagnosis of MS that was given to me, a severe autoimmune disease, the truth was I felt completely and utterly out of control. I didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't know how to be there for my mom, and least of all, I wasn't prepared when the phone rang to tell me that she had passed away. My mom was my, and is still my, best friend. I wasn't ready for her to leave me. I had no idea how I was going to deal with that grief and loss of her not being there for me. I mean, our parents are supposed to take care of us. I wasn't ready or prepared to be able to take care of myself. Not only that, I'd had a very complicated relationship with my mom. I just was starting to feel like the relationship was healed and mended, and that we had this incredible bond. And now I'd lost her. And not only had I lost her, I was also starting to lose myself. Now, one would think that that's a pretty serious event. I call them tsunamis, these giant waves that come over us out of nowhere. So most people would think, that's a really tough thing to go through. Well, not only was I going through the loss of my mom, but shortly after that, I was putting my dad into a hospital. I was dealing with a severe autoimmune disease, and then, out of nowhere, my husband gets incredibly ill. Now I'm dealing with a sick spouse, 2 companies, my health is failing, my mom's not here, my family's imploding, and my friends are dropping like flies. What the hell is this? That is exactly what I was thinking. How am I going to get through this? I have all of these spiritual tools and lessons. I understand how to cut cords, how to smudge my house. I know I have a direct link to the other side. What are you trying to teach me? What do you want from me? And what happened is, with every single situation, I began to build a first aid kit. A spiritual first aid kit, a kit that would help me the next time the unexpected wave would come into my life. I was starting to learn that these tsunamis, these waves come out of nowhere, and they're filled with life lessons. But if you don't have the tools or the knowledge or the power to be able to understand it, then it's like you're just flailing around drowning. You barely get above the water and catch a breath before the next one comes along and knocks you down and knocks you out. Don't get me wrong, there are some people that might be watching this and saying, that's not my experience. Actually, things in my life are really good right now, and I think that's great. But we want you to experience life. You need to experience life. It's important for us to learn. If everything was good, what would we learn? Nothing. And if everybody was good, what would you learn? Nothing. Somebody has to be the bad guy. But your most important mission in this lifetime is that you understand what the valuable life lesson was. What was the life lesson for me when I'm beginning to have blackouts and seizures after my mom gets put into palliative care? Why did I have to be sick at the same time that she was sick? What was the lesson for me as I was staying at my home and reading for clients, connecting them with their own mothers instead of going home to see mine? What was the lesson when my father got ill and went into the hospital, or when my husband completely shut down and his health began to deteriorate? What was my lesson, and how was I going to find it? I didn't know how to put everything together. I wasn't sure what Spirit wanted from me. I built a spiritual first aid kit, a kit that I would use for the rest of my life, that I would never again drown or be washed away by the next tsunami, that I would know exactly what I needed to do, even if it hit me out of the blue, out of nowhere, that it would never again who passed away in my life, that it would never matter ever what came across my plate, that I would know how to handle it, because I would have these amazing tools that I have built over the last 3 years of my own life experiences. I put it all together in a really great program and a package for all of you, because I want to teach you. As soon as Spirit teaches me a life lesson, over the last 10 years, everything I learn, as soon as I learn it, I then go on to teach it to others. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I am teaching you my very own spiritual first aid kit that got me sitting here in front of you right now today, including how to make your room the sanctuary that saved it all, and that really became the place and the nest that began to heal me from the inside out. You don't have to have something really tragic or devastating going on in your life right now. One of the things that we read when you see a fire extinguisher is, in case of emergency, break glass. That is exactly what you can do with my spiritual first aid kit. You can put it aside. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to need it. But you have to know that we're here to learn life lessons. So when, not if, but when the next wave comes, whether it comes knowingly or whether it comes unexpectedly, you will be prepared. You will break the glass. You will say, that's okay, everybody. I got this. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow the tools that Carmel Joy Baird used to get herself through everything that she went through to get here. You don't have to go through 3 years of it, I promise you. You can get there so much faster, and all you have to do is use these tools that I'm giving to you. And I also took it one step further. I added a program called Roadside Assistance, right? Who doesn't want to know when you're broken down on the side of the road that someone's going to come and rescue you? That's what I wanted every single day. Going through those 3 years of giant tsunamis, I just needed somebody to hold my hand every day and say, you're going to get through it. So I would read books, I would watch videos. I was in spiritual study every single day trying to find my way through it. And I did. And I did it by sourcing out the right things that I needed to hear. Now what I've done in my roadside assistance is I put it together for all of you so that you can be with me and get an audio for 30 days every single day. And I'm going to be right there, holding your hand, guiding you through it, taking you through, making sure that you're not stranded, that I'm going to continue to provide you with that support that you might need at this time in your life. Life is full of a series of events that we cannot always control. But what we can control is how we react to them. And what we can control is what we do to get through them. I, probably more than any other product that I've ever developed, believe in this program more than anything. This spiritual first aid kit I know is going to help you in a really big way because I know that it's helped me. And I only want to give people what I believe in, and I believe in this program. So if you're watching this and you even have a slight pinch of intuition that you might need this in your life, I guarantee you that's probably a little nudge from an angel, a loved one, a guide saying, hey, you know what? You need this. And I got a lot of nudges in the last 3 years. Even providing this program was a nudge from Spirit. So if you're willing to trust me, trust yourself, to put yourself into a place where you know that you can be provided the knowledge so that you no longer have to drown when the big wave hits. I look forward to connecting with you and helping you through whatever it is that you're going through. Remember, in case of emergency, all you have to do is break the glass.